Alright, let's look at how to use CapCut video editing app as a beginner content creator for free. Okay, so you will go to your app store. If you are using an Apple phone, go to your Apple Store. Okay, that's an iOS. If you are using an Android phone, go to your Google Play Store. Okay, for the purpose of this training, I had to reinstall CapCut on my phone. I'm using an Android phone, and so you can see the CapCut in my phone showing open. In your own case, if it's not already in your device, it will be showing when you search it on your app store, it will be showing install now or whatever else, maybe get now in some cases. Okay, so all you need to do is to get it installed, downloaded and installed in your device, in your mobile phone, and then you are good to go. All right, before we continue, I'm glad to be meeting you. I'm Onyi Nnebedum, an author, creator, and self-publishing expert. I help people publish their works on platforms like Amazon, KDP, and then I do a lot of other things, including book formatting with one of the best formatting tools in the world. Okay, but let's get into this CapCut, how to use it as a beginner content creator for free. So let me open mine. Now, I wouldn't advise you to be uninstalling yours, okay? Because uninstalling it means that a lot of things will have to reset, okay? But this is it now, so I'm trying to open it, all right? Now, I have not told you, if you've not subscribed, this is your first time of being on this channel, Profit Leverage, please do well to subscribe. And again, turn on the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you on our subsequent upload, because we have a lot that will be coming your way and you will be so excited to learn from the things we'll be sharing. Okay, so subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and you are good to go. All right, so when you open that CapCut, this is the first thing you will see. All you need to do is to click agree and continue. Okay, so this is the first place we are seeing. Let's do some quick setup here. Okay, now this is the latest version of CapCut. There are some buttons that are not showing here, I don't know why, but then the buttons we need, most of them are inside by the time we click on new project. Okay, so don't worry about the fact that you can't see most of the buttons here like it used to be. So probably this is their latest development, their latest updates, what is revealing. Okay, but first I want you to go to the settings button up there, click on it. There's one feature I want you to turn off, which is the number 2 you can see here. Of course, the app language is set to English, which is good for you. If it's not set in English, you might be confused using it, okay, when they begin to give instructions in some other languages. So this place where it says add default ending, you see that by default automatically is on. Okay, so I want you to turn it off. Just click on it and you now click on discard. Okay, much later I will show you the implication of doing this. Okay, so there is a reason for every step we are taking. That's one thing I want you to note. So having done that, click the close button up there by the top left. So if it's closed, we have returned to this place. Okay, so that's one important settings we are doing before we begin to create our project. Now click on new projects. By the way, I think I will return to show you something which you might do at a point. There's this profile icon by the top left. You can see it there. Okay, if you click on it, you will see that it's giving you the option to create an account with CapCut or to sign in. Now, you might want to do this much later. It serves 2 key purposes that I know. One is that if you want to save your work, okay, you will need to, they give you some space in their cloud to save your work, some of your work. So maybe when you use your PC, for instance, to try to work on CapCut and sign into that same email, you will be able to view a content that you saved on CapCut Mobile. Okay, so that's one. Secondly, there are some editing elements you might want to put to favorite. Favorite in the sense that you save them, you've seen them and you save them, so that subsequently you will not be searching for them for use. Okay, you just click and you see them. Okay, otherwise anytime you want to use it, you will be searching. So for you to put them to favorite, you will have to sign up with CapCut. Okay, so that's it for that. So let's click on new projects. That's usually the first thing to click on, new project. Let's say allow because it's the first time. That's why that portion popped up. So it brings you to your gallery, okay, where you can choose videos or images. Okay, in this case, let's choose an image. So let's go to this. Let me choose an image. Now, when you import any media, by media I mean video or images, okay, the CapCut interface will take the shape of that media. Okay, like now this is looking like a block. It's a block shape. Okay, so if I want to create something like videos that you see, short videos that you see on YouTube or on CapCut, I'll have to adjust this image to look like that. Okay, so that's it. So probably we start with that, then look at the buttons around. So if I want to reset this image here, what I will do, first of all, you can see the home buttons. I call them home buttons because you don't need to click anything to see these buttons, okay? But if you click on each one of them, these buttons you see down here, can you see them? These are what I call home buttons. I think there are about 11 of them, okay? So the first one is the edit button that looks like an open scissors, okay? So that's a major tool or a major button when we are using CapCut to edit. Now let me say this, and I'll be bringing in some thoughts as we share. One of the things you need to do when you are working with CapCut Mobile is that you need to probably be considerate of your phone memory. And for that reason, you want to make your videos as short as possible, okay? Don't make videos that are into 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah, you can still handle them, but I don't know if you have that phone capacity to export as much as 10 minutes or so, okay? So most phones don't have that. So I would advise that you begin with something short, maybe less than 60 seconds, 60 seconds, 1 minute. That's 60 seconds is 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that, okay? So don't do something heavy, because when you're exporting from CapCut, most of the times the sizes are larger, okay, than the normal. A video you probably got from YouTube that has maybe 60 MB, by the time you finish working on it on CapCut, it might turn into 300 MB. So you need to note that, and as I remember some of the tips, I will be bringing them in. So if I want to resize this image to look like a shot that I want to post on TikTok or on YouTube, okay, I will want to go to one of the home buttons, okay? So I'll have to scroll. There's a button that is called aspect ratio. Aspect ratio. I don't know, I've seen a version of CapCut that has a different name to this, so you might want to go beyond the name written on it to look at the shape of the icon or the button, okay? Aspect ratio, you see it's in between filter and background, okay? So I'll click on aspect ratio. Now you can see is original size, which is showing me. Then you see 9:16. This is the normal YouTube video, and I think CapCut also uses this, so I can put this at 9:16, okay? If I want the normal YouTube that you know, that one is the other way around. It is 16:9. That is landscape. This is it here. Can you see? Okay, so but let's put it here. Now I think Facebook, if you are running ad on Facebook, we use this one 1:1, okay? And there are other ones. Instagram, I think, is 3:4. So know the platform you are creating the video for, and then you can resize. So now that I put this here, you see that the picture is not covering the full space. So what I will do is to use my hand to expand. I held the picture with my 2 thumbs, and then I'm dragging them as though I'm expanding them. So can you see? It has almost covered. I want to be sure in this case that it covers everywhere. Okay, so that is it. So can you see how it's looking? Okay, so that's the first thing. So we have decided that this is the size we are using, okay? Now, when it has to do with picture, when you import a picture into CapCut, you see it will not go beyond this level. So what you might do is to click on the picture, and this place now where you see I'm moving, it's called timeline. Timeline, that's what it's called, okay? And let me show you other buttons around this. Beginning from the top, if I click the star button by the top left, I will be closing down this work I'm doing, okay? Now, the question mark in a circle is where you seek for help. I don't think you need more, these two for now, okay? Then, where you see 1080p is the size you are exporting. If you want to export in a higher resolution, you can reset it here, okay? So, 1080p, okay? That's pixel, okay? So some people want to export for 720. Can you see? Okay, now I think they have some changes that they did here, because there used to be this higher number here, higher resolution up to 2K, 4K. But I think this is more like a free version. I don't know, but I just downloaded it now from the Play Store. So that's it. So if you put it 720, the quality will reduce. If you put it 480, the quality reduces. So normally you have to leave it here. Okay, so that's about that button. Sorry, I've left there. I wasn't supposed to. Okay, so that's about this next button. The next button is export. Export is when you are done editing the content, the video or whatever. Okay, of course the video, because this is a video editing app. Even if you bring an image here, at the end of the day, if you export it, it will look like a video. Okay, so that's when you click export, when you're done with every editing. Okay, now when you come below the picture, the image or the video we're editing, you will now see the time in here. Okay, the time of the video you are creating. Okay, then you see the play button, then you see the link button. This linking is if you have other elements you are adding to this. Okay, you might want to link up everything so that if you happen to move anything, they will move with all those elements. For instance, if I added maybe don't want to add anything, but if I added a text to this and then I want to move this much later and I didn't link it, then I could move this image and then leave behind the text. Okay, so that's about that linking, but I think automatically it links. So you have to, if you click it, you are trying to unlink the whole thing. Okay, so the next button you see, which isn't active because we have not done anything to use them, is undo button and redo button. Okay, then you now see the expansion button. That's when you want to see the full video. Can you see? So this doesn't used to be here. They moved a whole lot of things with this latest version that I downloaded. Okay, so you need to know the buttons so that anywhere you see them, you know, okay, this is what they mean. Okay, so that's it for now. Okay, so if you come this way, you now see volume. Supposing this has a sound, I can control the whole volume on the timeline from here. Can you see? I can control the whole volume on the timeline, but it will not control volume of any content below the timeline. Okay, now cover is when I want to maybe decorate this video I've done, probably to add what we call thumbnail. Okay, that's when we need that one, that cover. Okay, I don't want to use this now, so I return. Okay, so this is all about these buttons that I've mentioned. Okay, now when you import a video, it will take the length of that video. Okay, I'll show you much later how to maybe shorten the video if you don't want it to take the full length to come in here. Okay, I'll show that in a moment. But when you import an image, this is how far it can go. So the only thing you might need to do is to click on the image, and from this edge by the right hand side, continue to drag it. Can you see what I'm doing? To any length that you want, depending on the content you want to create. Okay, so that's it about this. But I want to remove this. Let me bring in a video. So I want to delete this. So let's go to a video. Okay, by the way, there are two ways. Sorry, let me click again to enter. All right, so I wanted to show you something, but then let's get to the video one. This one is video. Okay, so if I want to import this video now and I don't want to import all, I'll click at the center of it.
This is your moment if you haven't yet given your life to Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I needed to reduce the volume. Okay, so if I want to export some part of this video, I'll click on crop here. Then I can drag to the extent I want to import into CapCut. Okay, otherwise if I don't do this, the entire video will come in. Okay, but there's no problem if the entire video comes in. You can still cut off the part you don't want, but usually if you want to do something fast, you might want to leave out the unnecessary part from the beginning, and then when you are done, for instance like this, you click on where it says good, click on it, and then you now click on add. It will bring it into the timeline automatically. Okay, so it's trying to load. Now let me say this, due to this thing happening, most times you will need your internet to be on and active to access some of the features on CapCut. Okay, very, very important, because there are sometimes that people complain, oh, this one is not working, this one is not working. If it's a feature that needs your internet to be on, then that could be the issue. Then I've already said in one of the videos, okay, I think is in my TikTok art class, where I said if you are facing an issue with any app at all and your internet is working well, go and check if there is an update of that app. Probably you are now using the outdated version of the app. That's why you are facing that issue. Okay, so we've imported this and we cut it. You saw what we did. Another way to also bring in video into CapCut, there are two ways here now, is if we use this button here. Can you see this white button here? If you use it, you can bring more things into the timeline. Okay, for instance, let me use it now. Let me bring in this one. I'll bring it into the timeline, so it's taking time to load and come in again. But I'm still thinking this version of CapCut, it seems to be a free one. I'm surprised to see this, but that's good. Okay, if they decided at the end of the day to make a free version of their app, that's fine, because at the point they made almost everything we have been enjoying on their app to be paid for. Okay, and most people got discouraged and started looking for other alternatives to their app. Probably that's why they are now doing this. All right, so let's bring this in a moment. I'm trying to show you how to add more media. Okay, either a picture or a video. Okay, so when this comes in, we'll now go to the next. All right, we have brought in the next. Can you see it here now? Okay, sorry, I had to put my headphone because I want to hear myself. Okay, so if I play this, I should be able to hear. So I'm not hearing anything. What's happening? I think the volume somewhere is low. Let me check. Okay, so I can hear what is going on. Okay, so now when it comes to video, unlike we did to the image, you might not be able to drag it. The only time you can drag a video is if you cropped it before bringing it in. That means that when you brought it in, you didn't bring in the full video. Okay, so dragging it will mean that you will now extend it to other places that you left out when you are bringing in that video. Otherwise, you can increase the length of a video that you brought into the CapCut app. Okay, but always you can extend the length of an image that you brought in to any limit at all. Okay, so that's it about bringing in videos or images with this button. Okay, another way to bring in images and videos into CapCut is what we call overlay. Okay, that's, if I count the buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth button, overlay. Okay, but this one will bring it to be under the timeline, but then it will now cover the one on the timeline. Look at what I mean. So let me go and bring in something else. Let me go for picture now so that it will be easier. Something different. Let me bring in, now this one is, okay, let me bring in this one. Can you see? It covers the one on the timeline. Okay, so it's called overlay, as the name implies, overlay. So it covers the one on the timeline itself, even though it came under, but it covers the one on the timeline. So that's the second way to bring in elements or videos or anything into the CapCut editing app, okay, for use. So this one now I can squeeze it and probably use it anywhere I want to use it, but I don't think there's any need for it. But let me leave it for now here. Okay, so always, if you want to see the home buttons, you click this arrow here, click it until it gets to edit. If you can't see this edit button, you are not at the home buttons yet. Okay, so that's it. So the next button after the edit is audio. If you want to bring in audio, that's the button to click. If you want to add text manually or automatically, this is also where to click. We'll be clicking this. I think we'll have a part 2 to this video where we'll practicalize each of these. So let me introduce the buttons. Then where you see stickers is where we get elements. Like I want to point your attention to something, I will bring an arrow and point somewhere. We get it from sticker. Okay, and other elements, we get them from sticker. Okay, stickers, where you see stickers. Okay, then I've told you about overlay. Then here is effects. Okay, in effects we can style our video to look somehow. We'll still look at what it entails. Now filters is changing the colors and all of that in the video. And then we have aspect ratio, which we started with. Let's return this. Let's use the aspect ratio again. Then stretch this. We did this earlier, remember. Okay, then which other one? We have background. Background is if let me return here. if, let me shift this image, for instance, let me click on this image and shift it. Now this background, can you see the background is black? Now supposing that I'm working and this image is like this, I want the image to be like this, and I don't want the background to be black. Remember I said if you want to see the home button, you click on the arrow here. Okay, you can keep clicking if there is still arrow until you come out here. So background, let's click on background now. You see that it's black. Let me go to color and click. Can you see I changed to something else? Now I can even add an image in the background to the background, okay, or add any other thing to the background. So my network is not strong. I would have shown you from here. Okay, I think it came up. So I can add this one. It's taking time. I don't want to spend much time here. Okay, it has come up. Can you see? So I can add any of the background that I want, but I don't need any. So I'll click here to remove the one I added. So it's black, but let's stretch this again. You can use your 2 fingers and stretch. It mustn't be the thumb fingers. Okay, so let's return to home again. The last thing we see here is adjust. Now, like I said, you will need to master the buttons because they could be placed anyhow. Okay, so what matters is not where they are placed, is what they do. It doesn't matter where you place the buttons, they will still do the same thing they do. Okay, so note the buttons. So this adjust is where we can change the color of our video or whatever we're editing. Okay, so if I go to contrast now and do this, the color, can you see? If I take it this way, can you see? So I can change the color, adjust it to whatever I like. Okay, make it look like what I like. So you can just play around here, okay, if you know what to do. So that's it about that. Okay, so this one you're seeing below now is this color that I adjusted. So if I want to delete, if you want to delete anything, let me return to home. If you want to delete anything, just click on that thing, click on it. When you click on a thing, you see it highlighted like this, okay, with white around it, okay, and at the edge, a major white at the edge of it. If you want to delete now, you can see the delete button here. If I click on the delete button, it has gone. Now let's use the redo button, which is up here, redo. It has returned again. Okay, let's now use the undo again. The other one, it has gone. So let's redo it. Can you see? So that is the button I told you. Why it was not active before was that we have not started editing. The moment you start editing, the undo and redo buttons, they become active. Okay, so let's return to home. I think I've shown you around all the major buttons. So anyone you click, you will now see other buttons. So let's conclude by showing you everything in each of the buttons, or most of the things. So if I click on audio, you will now see sound. This is where you click to add sound. Maybe there is a sound in your phone, you want to bring it in. This is where you click. But if you are doing videos, please mind the sounds you are using, because there is what is called copyright. Okay, when you are creating, every content creator must know that it's not everything you see that you take. Okay, you can be flagged or can even be sued if you use somebody's content that you don't have the right to use. Okay, it's not only sound, even videos and as well as images. Okay, so you see the buttons under sound, so you can click if you want to record. If I want to record here now, you can see record. Then I'll click on this. Then let me allow it. Let me just grant it permission. Click it again. Then after the countdown, I can speak. All right, I'm recording this training for my students. So can you see I've recorded something? Can you see it down here? So that's the recording. And the other things, if you want to extract something, so that's about the button next to the edit button. I didn't even show you the edit button. If I click on the edit button, you will see split. That's when you want to cut. If I want to cut this now, I use split. Can you see? It has cut it. This one is separate. This one is separate. Okay, that's the power of split. Now, if I want to fasten the video or make it slower, I use speed. Go to normal. I can make it slower by taking it backwards. I can make it faster by taking it forward. Okay, so that's it about the speed button under editing. Then you can see the cut, but don't worry about that. Just use the normal. It's what you need. So we now come to animation. Now, if I brought in something, let me say this one now, this 5 that I brought in, I can put animation. If I click on animation, I can make that 5. Probably I can use, there is the in, there is the out, and there is the combo. In is at the beginning. How does this image show or video show? Okay, and then out, you can as well do it on element, not only images and videos. Okay, even those arrows that we add, you can as well do it. So you can choose in, you can choose out, you can choose combo. But let me just use one for now. Let's say in, and we'll put it on. We're using animation on this 5. So let me allow it. It's loading. Once you finish loading now, the effect will come on that 5. Okay. Yes, it has finished loading.
All right, I'm recording this.
Now, can you see what is happening to that 5?
All right, I'm recording this.
Is the power of animation under editing button, the home button. Okay, so that's it. So I jumped splice. So if you click on splice, let me undo this one I did and then increase this. So with this splice, you can change how this overlay image affects the main image on the timeline, image or video on the timeline. So you can select. Can you see what is happening now? Can you see? You can choose up to, you can just continue. Probably you want the one that will be there, but the image or the video will still be seen. Okay, so that's the work of that. Sometimes when you do it, you can now reduce the how obvious it appears from here. So that's the work of that slide. But there are better things to do with it, which we'll not cover in this video now, because this is the basics we are doing. We want you to know the buttons, where to get things, okay, so that you can begin the journey, and then we can do the advanced much later. Then the delete button I told you is there, and if you want to remove the background, this is where you click. I'm jumping this other button because it's not a major thing you need now. So you click on this to remove background. Okay, so but I think it's a pro feature. But then you can see this chroma key. Then any color that you select here, it will take it off. Okay, can you see? It has taken off the background. Okay, so that's the work of that. Let's restore. So I'm just showing you around. Let's click here, the arrow to return. Okay, so we see other things. Then you see replace. If I want to replace this image, I can click replace, and it brings me in. That's another third way to bring in videos or media, maybe images from or into CapCut. Okay, so that's it. That's the work of replace. Then effect. If you click on effect and go to maybe video effect, then it's my network that I'm just worried about. So when it loads now, you see different effects. It's also under this effect that we can blur something. Like if I go to lens now, maybe there's something I want to cover. I think most of them here are not free, so I can go to blur. I can select, find the one that says blur. They have names. Okay, see the blur is not a paid one, so I can click on it and say okay. It's because I'm using it for the first time. So which other one? We've talked about adjust. I think we've mentioned adjust. I think I'm missing something here. Okay, there are a lot of other buttons here, but I think I'll show you the major ones you need. Now, most of the buttons here are not free. They are pro buttons. In other words, premium buttons. You have to pay to access them. Okay, if you want to duplicate, you can use duplicate. Now, beyond what we are sharing with you, you can as well try to click on some of the buttons to see the effect. Okay. If it didn't give you what you need, you use the redo or undo button to get it back to what it is. Okay, so that's it. The text, if you click on text, you can now see add text as manually. You can see stickers again. If you click stickers, it will lead you to the other sticker we talked about. Now, if you want to add text automatically, let's say that this video is playing now, okay, this particular video, okay, but the volume has to be on, or if the volume is turned off, it won't work. So we can click on auto caption, then it will automatically add the words of the video, or the words that the video is speaking out. Then it will pick it and give it to us in text form. Okay, if it's not correct, you can edit it. Like if I select this now, supposing it goes fast, and then hit on generate. Okay, it's taking time, but I don't know if I should wait for the time. Once it generates, you can now see the words appearing. So that's where to do that. So I think it's 99 now. So if it's faster, I will leave it so that you see what it looks like. Okay. All right. So it's done now. Can you see? If I play this now.
All right. I'm recording this for your beloved Son, who died for my sins and was raised from the dead for my joy.
So there were two voices there. The other one I recorded, remember, is still there. I need to delete it, so I can do like this and then delete this one. Okay, but the text caption has worked.
Jesus Christ,
can you see?
Your beloved Son,
okay,
who died for my.
So that's it. So if I don't, or if I found error in the text, I'll just go to text. Then this will come up. So I can now click on this, double click on it to edit it. So you can edit it to get the exact word that was said there in case there is an error. Okay, so we are seeing all these things under text. Okay, so the third one here is auto caption. I told you the position might not matter. Okay, now if you want to draw something, you use the draw button here. Okay, click on the draw button, and then after this has loaded, let me set this backwards because I don't want it to be too thick. So I can select a color, let's say color that can be obvious in this background. Let's say, which color do we go for now? Okay, let's say blue. Okay, so I can use it to write, can you see, or write, create something. So that's about drawing. Okay, under here, let me undo, remove it. Okay, so about drawing. So that's under text. Then you come under sticker. That's why I told you can find the arrows, the emojis, the pointers. Let me click on this one that looks like a pointer. Now these signs you are seeing here, Pro, tells you that you can use these ones for free. Okay, so an option to some of these is to probably get some in your phone and import them to use, but there are some of them that are free, like this one. Now can you see these ones they don't have the Pro distance? So I can click on this finger that is pointing and then bring it in. Can you see I can now drag it to where I want it to point? Okay, and I can as well set it to the extent I want it to point and when it will disappear. So if I want it to still continue, maybe I wanted it to see this 5, I can put it this way and be pointing at this thing reading. Then I can stretch it this way. Can you see? Okay, can you see? So as it's reading, it's pointing at it. So that's about the stickers. Okay, so you can find any sticker that you want. I'm trying to end this video so that we get to part 2 much later. So what else is very important here that I've not talked about? The video color, I've told you come to adjust and then you'll be able to adjust it. Okay, so I think I'll stop it here. What I will do to know what to do in the next video is I will want you to drop a comment, okay, to let me know the area you are struggling with regards to editing with the CapCut video editing app. Then I will run a video on that for you. I think that's fair so that I don't bother myself doing everything. But definitely in the next video that will be coming, I will do an illustration with a video. Another video I will do now, I will take my time to record it so that I will share with you. Okay, so I will see you in the next video. But remember, like I said, if there's any area that is confusing that I've shared here, you can replay it to see. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and watch out for more content that I'll be bringing your way. I'm Onyi Nnebedum, your author, creator, and self-publishing expert. See you in the next upload.